Hello, beautiful people. I think we're at 13 now, of the 10-minute drill. Luke Schrock, Zach Canalice, bringing you our super NFL draft, super awesome, spectacular special today. And Zach, this is a great day. We're going to have Noah
I,
Sall make his return. How you feeling, buddy?
Dude, I'm so excited. I love the NFL draft. This is one of my favorite days of the year. I am thrilled to watch what happens. I think there's going to be a lot of trades that go down today, and it just gets me so excited. I mean, an hour ago, I felt butterflies in my stomach just knowing my Cowboys are on the clock coming up. I didn't get a first-round pick last year, so I'm excited to be back in the draft and see what my Cowboys do, but just to see where all this young talent finally ends up. No more mock drafts, no more guessing. It's in concrete tonight.
And we're not covering my Saints pick today and later in the first round because we're only going to do picks 1 through 10 just to keep things within our typical hour. But this is still going to be exciting. There's still going to be a ton of trades. And we almost had a first overall pick trade as the Dolphins kept bugging the Bengals for the longest time, trying to get Joe Burrow. Which, hey, I don't blame them. I would do the exact same thing. And you never know. This wild stuff might still happen in these first 5 picks.
I mean, we just heard on ESPN that they've already submitted the Joe Burrow's pick. They are selecting Joe Burrow's first overall. And when it becomes official, we'll give our grade and intake on it, obviously.
Yep.
But, Joe Burrows is really just waiting for Zach Taylor's phone number to arrive on his phone. He probably already has him as a saved contact. It's a done deal. It's over. Joe
I hope
Burrows
so.
will be a Bengal today.
Well, and here's the thing, too. Looking at Justin Herbert, I watched him come onto the Pat McAfee show. I think it was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. He had talks from the most teams that he's been talked to was the Dolphins and the oh goodness, it was the
Chargers?
Dolphins and the Chargers. But there was one that he almost leaked, and it almost sounded like the Lions. He tripped up on a word, so it could be the Lions. You never
It was
know.
actually, you know what? There was rumors, and it's lying season, as our good buddy Noah likes to say. It's lying season in the NFL, and you're making stuff up. And apparently the Giants have done a lot of research on Justin Herbert prior to the draft, even to the point that new head coach Joe Judge gave him a phone call, and they had an extensive talk. So we saw last year with Josh Rosen being a top 10 pick in the NFL the year prior, the Arizona Cardinals moved on and took Kyler Murray first overall. We could see it happen to Daniel Jones today with Justin Herbert maybe going number 4. Do I think it's realistic? Not really, but are the talks happening? Yeah, they are.
Yeah. But Zach, do you have your mock draft in front of you?
I know it by heart.
All right. So real
I'm
quick
ready.
before things get started here, let's just both of us list off our mock drafts before the actual picks start coming in. So I'll start it off. I had Joe Burrow going to the Bengals, Chase Young to the Redskins, Jeffrey Okudah to the Lions, Isaiah Simmons to the Giants, Herbert to the Dolphins, Tagovailoa to the Chargers, Tristan Wirfs to the Panthers, Andrew Thomas to the Cardinals, Javon Kinlaw to the Jags, and then Jedrick Wills Jr. to the Browns.
I had the same top 3 as you. I had Mekhi Becton going number 4, which is an oddball to the Giants. They love their big guys, so I'm still sticking with Mekhi Becton at 4. I have 2 of 5 to the Dolphins, Herbert 6 to the Chargers, Isaiah Simmons 7 to Carolina, 8 I have Tristan Wirfs to the Cardinals, 9 I have Derek Brown to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and at number 10 I have Andrew Thomas to the Cleveland Browns. But I think the crazy part will be, Luke, I have a bet that 5 out of 10 of these teams trade out of their original picks in the top 10.
And I could see that. And what my prediction is, I don't think there's going to be as many teams trading down necessarily to get better picks or to delay the inevitable. But I could see some guys trying to go up and pick up, say, a Justin Herbert and take him out of the top spots or go find a better edge or something like that. Like one guy I could really see that could be taken out of the air is Isaiah Simmons. I have him in the 4th spot. But I could see someone trading up to get themselves a good linebacker.
I could see it too. I think Isaiah Simmons is going to slide a little bit. Oh, man, it's Michael Irving, my Cowboys, my guy, Michael. Um, but yeah, I think Dallas is, or not Dallas, sorry. I think Isaiah is going to slide between 7 and 12. They are saying he won't get past the Raiders, but I really think Carolina at 7. I know there's a lot of talk of Derek Brown going there or a defensive tackle, but I think Isaiah Simmons fits so well there that they can't pass up on it. But, you
So why
know,
so low?
it's a linebacker. And a lot of these teams in the top 10 are fully rebuilding teams or in a situation very close to a full rebuild, and you don't take a linebacker to start the rebuild, you take a linebacker to finish the rebuild. I mean, you look at a team like Dallas, who's ready at 17 or 19 2 years ago. They took Leighton Vander Esch to finish the puzzle. You don't see linebackers taken early because teams look for edge rushers, quarterbacks, and offensive tackles before they look at the linebacker position. But Isaiah Simmons is so special. He is making himself be in this top 10. As one executive said, he counts for 3 players in one. That's how special he is. So he's really keeping a fight. But I think you aren't going to see linebackers go a ton in the top 10, but Isaiah Simmons is, a little different.
You know what's funny about this draft? And it's not the fact that this is probably one of the most important NFL drafts in a very long time or in recent history, but the fact that this was going to make some serious news by starting off by going to Las Vegas, and people were thinking, oh, they're going to shut down the strip somehow, and then realizing that really isn't that feasible. And then you find out it's going to be around the fountain at Little Caesars, which was going to be sweet. And then people thought, people are going to go on a boat ride, shake Goodell's hand, and then go wake surf off the off the stage and go into their interviews, which that would have been freaking sweet. Could you imagine that? Just
That would
going
be,
on a boat to the stage?
look at all these prospects, all the happy faces. I love this. And even though it's digital and they're not going to get on a boat and do any of that, they're still going to be emotional like this. This is
Oh, by
what they've
far.
worked their whole life for. It is so exciting. Congratulations off the bat to everybody who gets picked, whether you are the number 1 pick or you are Mr. Irrelevant in the 7th round. Congratulations. You've made it. You've been drafted. Your name has been called. And to all the undrafted free agents to be, we hope you good luck as well. A lot of
Yeah,
undrafted free agents turn out decent. There's been, as a Cowboy fan, I would know the Cowboys have taken undrafted free agents and really worked with them. A guy like Cole Beasley, a guy like Tony Romo was undrafted, and he
mhm.
became one of the faces of our franchise for many years. Congrats to everyone who gets drafted, but also to the people who don't work hard, and we hope you succeed.
For sure. And it was really cool to see a graphic the other day that the MVPs or season MVPs, the last, I think it was like the last 10 years or so, most of them were out of the first round. But you look at Tom Brady, he was like, I believe he was the 6th round, if I'm not
Six,
mistaken. Yeah, 6th round. So it doesn't matter like when you're drafted, that only matters that you're in. Now it's your time to work. It's your time to prove your worth within your organization or to eventually get traded and find a good fit in another organization. It's real. This is the starting block for so many different careers, and it's really cool to watch. And typically, this isn't something that I watch every year. Sure, I'll look back and see like, hey, this happened, but this witnessing this, granted, it's not the like real thing that you would normally see, but just witnessing this draft and following this draft a lot more closely this year, has just been really cool to do.
it's it's really fun and really addictive because once you start, you don't stop. It's incredible, and just like you said, the late picks. I mean, you look at a couple years ago when Andrew Luck went first overall, second overall was RG3, and they were supposed to be the future of the league. One's retired and one's the backup of Lamar Jackson. You know who the best quarterback out of that class was?
Andrew Luck.
3rd round pick Russell Wilson from Wisconsin.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he was in that draft.
3rd round for Russell Wilson is now one of the highest paid and best quarterbacks in this league. A guy like Dak Prescott, 4th round. Tom Brady, 6th round. Even outside the quarterback position, Richard Sherman, one of the best corners in this game,
Oh
seventh
yeah.
round pick. Like, they produce anywhere. It matters the fit and what happens with it. I mean, we've seen guys who look like stars and they don't pan out because of the fit, and that I'll get into it when the pick happens because it's almost
Mhm.
guaranteed. But that is my one concern for Chase Young, where he could end up.
I was just looking at that giant board with all 60 of the prospects that got invited to be on the stream for today's draft. And the funniest thing is we already see some potential internet issues. There was 3 red screens. So that was the big thing coming into this. I guarantee you, there are going to be at least one screw up because of internet. And the funniest scenario that I heard of is like Joe Burrow. He gets picked in the number 1, and he loses internet, and it looks like he hangs up on the call, right? And
Oh,
then he comes back and like, "What happened, Joe?" "No, I just lost internet." And sure, right, yeah, that's what happened.
all these heroes, healthcare workers, God bless them. God
Yes,
bless
sir.
them. For anyone who's not watching the YouTube and just listening, we are streaming live. We're doing a shared screen. We have the NFL draft up on here, and then our 2 pretty little faces are in the corner. Um, we just are given this opportunity. We want to watch. We want this to be realistic. We are going to have some fun with this. Oh, it's so. This is one of the best days of the year. No matter where my Cowboys have ever picked, I have witnessed them pick at 4. I've witnessed them pick at 28 or 31. No matter where they pick, I am so excited for this day because it could be the potential star of your team coming.
For sure. Or even just another piece of the puzzle. You never know. Like, you think of Baker Mayfield going to the Browns. Sure, he's had a little bit of a rocky start, but you take a 0-win Browns team and then give them something in the wins column, that's a win. That's one step up the ladder. And I think Baker is just going to get better and better as things go, as he continues to learn. Granted, the Browns aren't the best of organizations, and he wasn't really put in the best of situations. And that's the big concern for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. You know, you look at Andy Dalton, great quarterback, one of the best arms in the NFL right now, arguably. But just hit the offense that he has to work with has been a struggle, because when you're the top talent and you have nothing to go to, or next to nothing to go to, you know, that's
It
career
was his
altering.
coach's fault. I blame Marvin Lewis. Cincinnati destroyed them by keeping Marvin Lewis around for years. Destroyed. Awful. Just as bad as Jason Garrett being a Cowboy for 10 years.
Yeah, I remember you rejoicing when that happened.
Um, I just keep listening to what Mike McCarthy says, and every time I'm like, wow, I've waited years to hear this. Like, this is what I want to hear. Everything he says, I literally could cry because of how beautiful it is.
You literally cry.
I
Are
will.
we talking like ugly cry, or just like the little tear that comes
Dude,
down?
tears of joy because it's what we should have been doing for years. A couple years back, Dallas selected Taco Charlton in the first round. They had a kid named TJ Watt, ranked higher, but because he couldn't be a full-time 4-3 edge rusher and he was going to be a linebacker, they did not take him. TJ Watt is a Pro Bowler. Taco Charlton has been released. That is where Dallas has gone. Mike McCarthy would have selected TJ Watt because he's come out and said Dallas is not drafting people to make them fit the system. We're going to take everyone's abilities and make the system fit them. We
That
are
is
going to
so
make
cool to
this
hear.
work. It is so beautiful. He's like, yes, we're a 4-3 defense, but will you see some 3-4 defensive looks? Yeah, we're going to rush like a 3-4 edge rusher once in a while. We're going to mix it up and make it fit for the guys that are here. And I'm like, geez, where was this when I needed it? When?
And isn't that the way it should be? You know, I know every team is different. Every roster fits differently with different offenses, but isn't that how it should be? That you should be tailoring your offense to your guys instead of having that system like the Belichick system and finding people that fits that system. Isn't that how it should be? Think about it.
Yeah.
And it I get that you got guys coming in and out every year. I get that there's pieces that come and go, but that doesn't mean that you can't establish a system with the guys that you have at the beginning of the season and then roll with what you got.
No, and not all coaches can obviously do what Belichick does,
Right.
but you can figure out how to maximize people's talents.
And Belichick has some holes to fill, giant holes to fill.
Belichick is going to have a busy night. There's
If
already
anyone's going to trade, it's going to be Belichick.
but they're not trading up for a quarterback. I know we both mocked Jordan Love to them, and everyone's saying they're trying to trade up for a wide receiver. And I'm like, wow, okay. That's a little surprising.
That is a little surprising, but I think they really want to use free agency to strengthen their quarterback core.
Jarrett Stidham.
Well, that too. But if they were to try and improve upon it, they'd be using free agency, is what I meant to say. But
Jameis and Cam.
No.
The odds of seeing one of those two sign in the next 48 hours is so likely, because once people won't get there, because after the first 3 rounds, you're not going to get a starting quarterback. No offense. It's rare to see a Dak Prescott start rookie game 1 as a 4th-round pick. Tom Brady was under Drew Bledsoe for a little time. Even guys like Aaron Rodgers were under Brett Favre. Like, they need the time to build.
Well, what about Lamar Jackson? They had to wait a while.
He waited a little bit.
He found his way in.
So that's why I'm thinking, if the Patriots don't get a Jordan Love or Jacob Eason in the first 3 or so rounds, what's holding them back from signing Cam Newton and making it a competition at Cam or Jameis Winston? At that point, the draft is done. Those guys are gone. Your options, Cam Newton or Winston, something's got to give. I mean, these are 2 former first overall picks, not even first round, first overall picks that still have some talent in them. I think Jameis has a lot of learning to do. I think Cam Newton has, not learning, but a little work to be done on accuracy.
Well, according to David Carr, he has to fix his workout routine.
No, that was Daniel Jones.
It was also David Carr.
Oh, did he?
Because he tweeted at him. Yeah.
Just leave Jameis alone. He has enough problems. He has 42 turnover problems. He understands.
Yeah, and he got replaced by TB12. That's already hard enough.
He got replaced by Ryan Patrick at one point.
That's true, too.
Dr. Fauci's here.
Ooh.
He's done a great job.
Very
great job. Fauci, love you, but let's get the NFL draft kicking. We are ready. We are ready as Rob Gronkowski is in Tampa Bay all of a sudden.
Oh, my God.
What were the odds of that?
The story behind it, it's a bigger anomaly, if anything. Belichick plans a trade with the Detroit. Detroit front office is celebrating. Finally, we get Gronk. This is going to be awesome. And Gronk's sitting there on the phone with Belichick saying, hold up, I'm retired. How can this trade go through? What? What are you talking about? See ya, bud. And then he comes out of retirement and convinces Belichick to say, oh, yeah, get out of here. Go down to Tampa Bay.
We don't need you. He said, I'm not going to play for New England. You can either trade me and get an asset, or you can send me or just sit me here for another year and I'll come back after the contract's up. Because he's under contract with New England.
And he had the time of his life, too. I mean, he went on the WWE.
He went on the Masked Singer.
Went on the Masked Singer. The man turned into a TV personality, and it's the best backup plan ever. It's awesome.
Oh, there's the screens. Let's get the clock running.
Oh, there's still one guy with internet. Oh, 2 guys with internet issues. Oh, he figured it out. Look at that.
There's just the one black screen.
Yeah, a couple people figured it out. I would think the GMs would have a harder time, like with bandwidth at their homes.
Dude, if you've looked at the setup, here they come. The setups for these are ridiculous.
I know. 3 computers and 3 different phones. 1 phone to the commish. 1 to all 32 GMs.
somebody tweeted out a sick joke today and said it was really a joke, but Cowboy fans took it seriously. That Jerry Jones told his scouting department not to bother him at all tonight. That he was making the picks alone and only by himself. And I nearly had a heart attack reading that news. And then the same guy tweeted out and said, it was a joke. It's just some fun during quarantine. He's not actually cutting the scouting department off.
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for one of the kids for one of the GMs to like get like a whole big board, like tweeted out by a TikTok or something.
Could you seize the day? Why is it DEY?
Zach, we need a now. Do you see that backdrop? We need to invest in a 10-minute drill backdrop.
I wish. Well, let's see what Goodell's saying.
Turn around.
First, the hug. Sharing that special moment with a player when he is selected is a big highlight for me. My body won't miss those great big bear hugs, but I sure will. Instead, we'll find other ways to have fun virtually. Second, I will miss the interaction I have with our fans over these 3 days. It's a draft tradition and one that I genuinely enjoy.
All right, Goodell, let's get on.
Oh, come on, guys. You can do better than that. Let's go.
All right, this is actually funny.
Oh, Strahan, come on, let's go. Come on, you guys can do better than that. All right, keep it coming. Well,
I give Goodell credit because he knew he would be
I
booed.
can't hear you from my basement.
That's true.
Coming.
He's embracing it.
That's the best part of the draft.
That's pretty funny that he took it head on. Way to not beat around the bush and go straight through it. That's my type of thing.
Every team gets better through the draft.
Manfred would never do that.
So good luck to every team.
I hate
Let's get it
Manfred.
started.
Everyone does.
Now, my honor to announce that the first ever virtual NFL draft is officially open.
Let's
The
go.
Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock.
Here we go.
This ain't gonna take long. There ain't no way.
Dude, they already made the phone calls. Look at them. All right, start tweeting it out. Joe Burrows is a Cincinnati Bengal.
Yep. Get the graphics going.
Don't even start. I literally don't even want to see the clock run. I just want to see the pick is in. Come on. We don't need a clock. Oh my gosh, it's virtual fans. Oh my god.
They're really going full bore with this thing.
These stats are ridiculous. 29 seasons without a playoff win. 4th number 1 pick in the last 30 years. Tied for the most. There he is, Mr. Joe Burrows.
Burrow Nation.
No longer an LSU Tiger. He is going to a different creature, which is the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's get this show on the road. We don't even need 1 minute. Just put the draft pick in. Let's get it done. Oh, look at that. Family ties. He has a couple NFL family members. Mr. Football in 2014. It's really cool that he's also from the area. He's from Ohio.
That
really
makes it much
cool.
more special.
It's super cool. Ohio State backup. They didn't like him. They said he wasn't good.
Under Barrett and Haskins.
That's a tough group to be under in college. I know neither of them have produced in the NFL, but they were both really good in college.
You realize how many quarterback battles have come from Ohio State in the last like 8 years?
None of them
You
work
realize
out
how
in the
ridiculous that
NFL.
is?
None of them work out in the NFL.
None of them.
Justin Fields could change the story next year. I think he'll be good.
I agree.
He'll be in the draft. He won't be the number 1 pick. We could literally pencil in the number 1 draft pick for next year already.
Yeah, I could see Fields going to like low second round.
All I know is Trevor Lawrence. The crazy thing when you think about Trevor Lawrence is they said if he was in this year's draft, if he was eligible, he'd be the number 1 pick over Joe Burrow.
Really?
He's just that good. They are saying he is one of the best scouted prospects since Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck.
Wow.
He is going to be special next year.
Yeah,
but luckily,
Notre Dame ball in the background of Mel Kiper.
I can't stand Mel Kiper right now. I used to like him a lot, but after watching his mock draft special a week ago, I kind of lost a lot of respect.
Really?
Look, if he gets the draft right tonight, and it's what he said, kudos to him. But if it's what I think, which I'm only a 20-year-old sitting in a basement in New Jersey and not on ESPN, but if I get it right, Mel Kiper is extremely off.
Bro, I'm rooting for Pat McAfee's mock draft today for the brand, baby. I think he's got it. He's on to something.
I am rooting for my mock draft today. That's who I'm rooting for.
I'm actually curious to see how close I am with my mock. To be honest with you. Man.
I can't believe it's even taking this long.
I know. Like everybody, or if the rumor was true that they supposedly penciled in Burrow already, you think they would have already done it in or put it in, unless they're just trying to draw it out like one of those reality TV shows.
I hate when they draw it out. Just get it done. Let's rip this Band-Aid off.
I think,
They're just sitting there waiting. They're like, why is the clock running?
Just sitting there like, come on. What the heck's going on here? He's just looking at
He probably
his
already
phone.
got the phone call.
Yeah, probably. He probably just sat back down after talking with the Bengals.
You know the Bengals, you're limited to your interviews. And the Bengals used every single one of their interviews on Joe Burrow. Like,
why?
3 hours worth of just meeting with Joe because they don't want anyone else. They want Joe. They just met with Joe for 3 hours, talked about the team's future probably, what the plan's going to look like, opened up the playbook. It literally, if they didn't pick Joe Burrows here, it would be incredibly sad.
Oh, ESPN would be talking about it for weeks.
Well, we have nothing else to talk about for a week, so it would work out.
Yeah, fair enough.
What's Zach Taylor doing here? Zach Taylor's probably just tweeting. Yeah, look at him.
He's probably just looking at his next pick.
Look, he's got Joe Burrows on his TV.
No, that's the draft.
Oh,
dude.
I was about to say. Like, wow.
Yeah,
It's
they
even
set
got him
up
on the TV.
the setup for the interview already and everything.
Wow, I want to be Duke Tobin. This looks like a nice little situation.
Well, yeah, the man's probably making bank being a part of one of the worst football teams in the NFL.
Make bang.
Yeah, bank's bank, man.
This would be the turnaround. Michael Irvin. What a guy. Michael Irvin is so funny as a Cowboy fan. I appreciate
3 Lombardi trophies in his background. You got to love that.
Because he earned them.
True.
Last time Dallas got some championships. This is driving. I hate when they drag this out.
I had a feeling this was going to happen.
This sucks. And I will say that honestly and wholeheartedly, this sucks. Stop dragging it out.
They're just allowing all of the analysts to say what they want. They're
going to say what they want after while we wait 10 minutes for Washington to make the pick, which is when we'll start talking about the grade for this pick.
Yep.
We're not doing it beforehand. We're confirming before we talk.
Have to. So what you sipping on over there?
I am sipping on water.
My dude.
Water. I got the big one because I know I'm going to be here for a little while. I don't want to move. The NFL draft is amazing.
So what I think they're going to make it all the way to 1 minute, and then they'll finally hone in the pick. You watch. Calling it right now.
I hate this. I hate when they do this. Like, everybody and their mothers know the pick. Let's just get the pick in. This is.
We almost know the first 2 picks. I'll make those obvious ones.
If the Lions don't trade out, I am near positive it's Jeffrey Okudah. The only other name is Derek Brown's been circulated.
So who
there it is.
Hey!
Pick is in, but we don't know it yet. We don't know it yet.
That's not at the bottom?
It just means pick is in. Commissioner has to announce it.
Oh, that's fair enough.
What was your question, Luke?
If anybody was to trade with the Lions, who would you pick to trade with the Lions?
Good question. Are you talking what I think the most realistic is or what I personally think?
I think realistic.
Realistic's Miami. Miami or the Chargers to beat each other out for the quarterback of their choice. that's not named Joe Burrow.
I could see that.
I
I could
think
see that.
the Chargers make the most sense to me because I think they will get Justin Herbert. Or
You don't see the Dolphins trying to trade up?
I think if the Dolphins want Tua and they sit there till 5, they will get Tua. That is my belief. If the Chargers really want Herbert and don't want to risk losing him to Miami, then they will move up to 3.
I don't know. It seems like the tank for Tua thing kind of went downhill after all of the injury issues.
I think it's a smokescreen.
That's true.
I think it's a smokescreen for them to get the Chargers to really back off and just think they're taking Herbert, make the Chargers trade up, get Herbert, and then Tua sits there for them at 5. They don't give up any of their draft picks.
It's still crazy for me to think that Rivers is
Yeah,
now
look,
in
he's got the hat in
Indianapolis.
his hand.
Way
He
to go,
has the Bengals hat in his hand.
way to go, Joe. Way to give it away, buddy.
Here we go.
Go
He,
with the first pick, the 2020 draft. The Cincinnati Bengals select Joe Burrow. quarterback.
Hey!
Bless you.
Hey!
why does he have headphones on?
Probably to hear the interview.
He ruined the pick. You could see on the back of the hat the orange logo.
That's true. 1 for 1, baby. Let's go. Ah!
If you didn't get this one, you are extremely dumb. So now that the pick's in, let's grade the pick. Luke, I will let you start it. You are running the show today.
If you say anything other than an A for this pick, you're an idiot. Because this Joe Burrow is the best passer in this draft. And with what the Bengals have right now, and I could see them picking some offensive targets for Joe Burrow to hit out of this class because of how deep this wide receiver class is. I really like this pick from the Cincinnati Bengals, and we were anticipating this for the longest time anyways.
Luke, I give it an A minus.
A minus. Hey.
I don't give it an A. I think, yes, Joe Burrows is the best passer in the league. Yes, or not in the league, in college, and this was the right pick. But I only say A minus because he's not the best player in this draft. The best player is Chase Young. And while I think a quarterback is highly important, Chase Young is a generational talent. So is Joe Burrows, respectively. And that's why I love the pick and give it an A minus. But I give it an A minus because it's not the best player in the draft.
And that's fair enough. He's the best in his position, but he's not the best player overall. I get that.
Yes,
that makes
but
a
I
lot
think
of
it's
sense.
the right pick by 100 miles.
And now we're looking at Washington, the Redskins. I think they go Chase Young. I think they go for the defensive side of the ball. Who did you we had the same thing, didn't we?
Young.
We had the first 3 the same, right?
Yes, as long as Detroit stays in.
That's true. I'm actually excited to get the second pick out of the way. I want to see what the Lions do because Noah Sall, our main man's,
Ed
had to
Ogeron.
step down off the show, is coming back for one last hurrah.
Yes, he's going to get in on the Lions pick. Yeah, put the hat on. I just had somebody text me. My best friend Kyle texted me and said, "Are you watching the draft?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Joe Burrows had the hat in his hand and you could see the logo." I was like, "I know. I literally just said that."
They shouldn't have cut to his screen, or they should have had it off in the distance or something.
This is the virtual draft problem.
Yeah.
Can't hide it under a
bugs.
table.
There are bugs. There will be bugs, but it is what it is.
Look at this throw. That is
absolutely beautiful.
he
The
can
accuracy,
read the routes.
Yeah, the accuracy of his arm is incredible.
Oh, it's there. He's going to be able to pass the ball.
Now, will he be able to read an NFL defense? That'll be the next step for him. And can he handle the new pace that the defense will roll?
Handle it just fine. Because he played a lot of NFL-ready defenders. He played in Alabama. He played Texas A&M, has a couple guys going. He played Ohio State. Did he play Ohio State? No, Clemson played Ohio
it was Clemson.
But he played Clemson. He just has a lot of NFL talent he has played against. So I think Joe Burrow's obviously, there might be a little rough patch because you do have to learn. It is different. But, Those are some interesting comparisons. I think he's going to do just fine. He played Texas. Texas has some guys coming off the board tonight. I mean,
Bro, I remember watching that game. I was so pissed. Oh my goodness. Because it was neck and neck the entire game. And that just proves that he, in a big game situation, he can prove himself worthy. And he's done that plenty of times throughout the season with that perfect record.
I think it's so underestimated how he moves out of the pocket. All right. I hate this comparison because I think Jared Goff is one of the worst NFL quarterbacks. I
think they're just kind of using that for how he passes out of the pocket.
Yeah. I would say
I don't think he really rolls out that much, though, in my opinion.
I like a comparison more of a Carson Wentz outside the pocket look. I know he doesn't run as much as Carson does, but I like that throw on the run better than Jared.
I like the Tannehill comparison because he really doesn't get out of the pocket that much, or he doesn't really roll out a ton. Like he'll do like a few steps here, a few steps there, more of a pocket presence kind of guy. And I'm not saying Burrow is more of a pocket presence, but just the way he maneuvers the pocket.
And if he has to
go,
he goes.
Exactly. Whatever has to happen.
Oh boy, that hat's
turn up the interview.
Big. That hat is way too big for Joe.
That's true.
I like the logo, the black with the orange in it. That's nice.
Yeah, a little bit of inverted. I like that.
I like it.
Turn up the interview. Oh, do you think we're allowed to turn up the interview?
Yeah, I can do that.
Hard to do it, but to jump up to number one overall is crazy to me. But it's a dream come true.
Mel Kiper shared earlier that going into last season, he had a 6th-round grade on you, but then you won the Heisman, a national title, you're number one overall. How do you process that?
Well, I wasn't very good my senior year. It's pretty simple. I worked really hard to get better. All my guys worked really hard to get better. We just gelled as a team this year to do exactly what we did. I just wasn't as good as I was my senior year. But I worked really, really hard to improve.
Tell us what the area code represents on your shirt.
Cincinnati.
740, Athens County area. I wanted to get something to represent my home area, my hometown, and Nike made this for me. It's been great. I just want to show as much appreciation for this area as I can.
So congratulations.
Great political move.
Thanks.
Nike made that? Look
at
him. He's on the phone. Chase Young's the number 2 overall pick. He's on the phone.
ESPN is really good. Whoever's doing, it's ESPN. They're really good at spoiling these picks. Holy crap.
I mean, I guess these two are so expected that, it's okay to see this, but I don't think the rest of the draft will see this.
That's true. Look at that Instagram influencer light thing right there. That's hilarious.
You do what you got to do.
Apparently, the NFL sent them that.
It looks like they sent them a lot of gear.
Yeah, it makes sense to make it look like the most professional quality as possible. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, they have to do this anyway for prospects who decide they're not going to come to the draft. They're going to stay at home with their family. So they already have to do setup stuff like this.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that. But did you know there's only certain sponsors that they could wear? They can't wear. They have to wear Pepsi products or certain things like that they won't. They will refuse to switch over to their thing.
What an interesting background for Ron Rivera. Did he just buy that picture yesterday?
Probably. He's probably had that in his basement forever, and that's just his little home setup. I could see them having their own memorabilia.
The 2020 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Chase Young, defensive end, Ohio State. Congratulations, Chase.
There it is.
2 for 2.
So
now this is where things get interesting.
This is where it gets crazy, but let's first grade this pick.
Yeah, let's get this grade out first. So I'll start it off again. I give this an A- because I think that the Redskins, they have plenty of holes that they have to address, and I think the edge rush could be something that could give their offense a little bit of slack and give them a little bit of room to work and allow that defense to keep the opposition back, to give their offense a bit more of a chance to keep themselves in the ball game. So I really like this pick. I really think this was important for the Redskins, and now they have to address the offensive side of the ball and give themselves a chance to get ahead in ball games.
Yeah, I give it an A+. It's the best player on the board. It's a generational talent we're looking at in Chase Young. A+ for the Redskins. They got this pick completely right. As well as here comes Mr. Noah Sall, as his Detroit Lions are on the clock with 3:55 left. Noah, welcome to the
Buddy,
old stomping ground.
welcome back.
Gentlemen.
We are back.
So what do you think, Noah? Those first 2 picks, give us your thoughts, man.
I mean, as advertised, the reports came out about an hour before the draft that it was going to be Burrow, Young, 1-2. And to be honest, that's what they had to do. Washington, yeah, they have tons of talent on the D line. Well, not tons, but it's definitely one of their better position groups. But you can't pass up on an athlete as transcendent as Chase Young. I mean, he's fantastic. If Joe Burrow hadn't had the season he had, Chase Young probably would have won the Heisman this year, even with the games he missed. Obviously, I would love to see him in Honolulu Blue. I was fostering that 0.1% chance of hope that the Redskins were going to trade out of this pick or something like that. But, I knew that Chase Young was going to be a Redskin, and that obviously, I mean, Burrow, a Bengal, just goes without saying. He was.
Now, did you see that ESPN so far is 2 for 2 about being pro about giving away the pick? Where you see the hat in the background?
They're pretty good at that. I heard that reports already that Joe Burrow got a letter yesterday from the owner of the Bengals saying that they were going to take him. They'd already sent a jersey. I'm guessing they probably did the same thing for Young, if we're being totally honest.
Cutting to his screen with already on the phone with them.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it was more just an afterthought at this point. I mean, Young is from the Washington, D.C. area. I think he's going to be fantastic. I think they are looking at what San Francisco did with the success they had on the defensive line, and they're thinking, why not us? Ron Rivera is a defensive coach. Why not stack up the chips and go absolutely nuts on defense? So I'm curious to see how well he plays right away. I think it'll be a pretty quick learning curve for him.
Zach, was that reaction on the comparisons?
No. I'm shocked that the pick is in.
No. Holy crap, the pick's in? I didn't even see that.
So, Noah, your Lions aren't trading out. You are selecting at number 3.
We were so sure. We were so sure they were going to trade out.
Noah, how did it make you feel?
I was really hoping they were going to get a trade off here, if we're going to be honest. Acquiring that extra draft capital would have been huge. I'm really praying this is Jeff Okudah. At the end of the day, I think Miami and the Chargers both knew that they didn't really have to trade up to get the quarterbacks that they wanted. They could sit back and just kind of let the board fall. I'm really, really hoping that this is Jeff Okudah.
Noah, I said it before you came on here that I think Miami doesn't have to move to get Tua. I think they can sit at 5.
Yeah, no, I don't think they have to move either. Tua's injury concerns definitely benefited them there. They kind of gave it away early on that Tua was their guy, and they've been bailed out, honestly, by the fact that everyone's freaking out about his injuries.
So it's not like they can do any close evaluations either. It's not like he can go to like a clinic or anything and get easy access to a doctor or a physical therapist that could look at him to see how severe these injuries are going to be in the future.
Exactly.
So you kind of have to go off a hunch.
Here we go.
Oh, guy.
In the 2020 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Jeff Okudah, defensive back.
3 for 3.
Let's go.
3 for 3.
We
rolling, baby.
Oh, my gosh.
We rolling.
We rolling, baby. There you
Noah.
So you can breathe. You can breathe now.
Congrats. Give us your grade on this pick.
Yeah, what do you got, buddy?
I mean, if they could have traded out of this pick, I would have given it a straight A. Taking Okudah at 5 or 6 would have been awesome, but he was one of the biggest needs for them. Obviously, the Lions, without Darius Slay, they had a hole in their secondary. Jeff Okudah is one of the most pro-ready corners I've ever seen coming out of college. He can stick with any receiver. He's got huge, great size, great length. His hips honestly look like they've been greased. He can flip them so easily and move upfield with receivers. He's got all the potential to be a shutdown corner at the next level. This is the guy I was really hoping that the Lions went with. There was talk that, maybe Derek Brown was going to be their guy. I don't see taking a run-stuffing defensive tackle at 3. That's never the move. There's going to be some speculation why take a DB so high. Most teams don't do that, but best available player on the board, biggest position of need, go get that corner. I don't care where it is in the draft order. He's going to perform from day one.
I agree, Noah. I'm giving this an A as well. The Lions needed to figure out something on defense. Corner was at least one of those things. And once again, it was one of the top guys, overall talent. And we were talking about this earlier with the Joe Burrow at number 1. Like, he was the best in his position. I would say about second or third overall in the draft. So this was once again another smart decision by the Lions. If they didn't trade out, which with this now not trading out, I think that the Dolphins could end up trading up. I think that the Chargers could end up trading up in that little quarterback battle that there's going to be here in the next few picks.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if the Giants do end up trading away their pick, if one of these two teams gets antsy and says, we need to jump whoever to make sure. The Giants aren't well known for trading down. It's very clear they have a need on the O-line. So I would be shocked if the Giants traded this pick, to be honest. Like Zach said, I think they can just let the board fall as is and get their guy.
Yeah. I just got a text from one of my close friends, Noah. I won't say his name, but he said the Lions wasted Darius Slay. Now they're going to waste him.
Wow.
It wasn't the fact – we didn't waste Darius Slay. Darius Slay made it very clear how he felt about our management. And to be honest, not a lot of it is his fault. Coach Patricia kind of came in guns blazing when he first got the job in Detroit and said some things that ran Darius Slay the wrong way. And some of the things he said, I don't blame Darius Slay for saying, nah, this isn't my guy. I think bringing in a fresh corner, Matt Patricia's done a good job at changing how he interacts with people. He's kind of stopped trying to be a Bill Belichick, hard as nails kind of guy, and he's a lot more relational. I think that's going to help. I don't think they're going to waste Okudah. I think he's going to get a second contract in Detroit for sure. I'm very, very hopeful that he does turn into basically our next Darius Slay. Him and True Font these upcoming couple seasons is going to be very interesting to see how they play out because they're both very good man corners, and the Lions really love man D.
Now, Zach, what was your grade for this pick?
I give it an A. I think it sets up the Lions' defense to be really good this upcoming season. You've put in money on the defensive line. You need to go draft another D lineman sometime in the next 2 days. But Okudah was the need, and Okudah was the want because he is so desirable. I think this is higher than we saw Jalen Ramsey go. It's incredible. He's a really good corner, man-to-man. Like you said, those hips don't lie. They move. All right.
Amen.
Shakira would be proud.
Very, very true. Now we got to see how who else's hips don't lie. Are Tua's hips going to lie?
Oh.
That's the question, isn't it?
Now
pop that hip on the first day of practice. You watch.
Now the fun begins.
Oh, it's going to be something. Noah, is that it from you? Did we get you for the 3 pick?
You got me.
Well, we appreciate you, brother.
I will see you later for this rest of this draft.
Sounds good.
You can watch me freak out. Hey, you can watch me freak out when Jerry Jeudy becomes a Cowboy.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
All right, we'll see you later, bud.
Peace, boys.
See you, brother.
See ya.
Can't hang up the phone.
Yeah, it took a little bit. Oh,
all right.
The last hurrah.
Last hurrah. We keep it moving. Giants are running this down. I don't know.
3 for 3, baby. 3 for 3. I'm proud of myself.
This is where we break up.
That's
right
true.
Here. This is the break.
I went linebacker. Where'd you go?
I went Mekhi Becton, offensive tackle, Louisville. There's always a surprise pick in the top 10, and I think Mekhi Becton's going to be the surprise.
Yeah, I might have screwed up not putting Becton or putting Wirfs over Becton.
No, you did good.
But I don't know. We'll see.
People talk Jedrick Wills could go here. I, as a Cowboy, really, really hope Jedrick Wills doesn't go to the Giants because I think He is amazing. So
Well, I got him going to the Browns.
yeah,
I
I'd
think
love
he
for
might
him.
go down a little bit.
Look, I just pray that they make the mistake and take Becton over Wirfs or Wills. I mean,
Now Noah said something about O-line needs for the Giants, so they might go that direction too.
that is the O-line, man. Those are those offensive tackles. We could see 5 of them
No,
go.
that's I don't know why I said that. I was looking at my own pick.
In the top 20, there's going to be at least 5 offensive tackles, and 4 of them could come in the top 10.
You know what's really interesting? There's not for every offensive tackle, there's probably like one guard that's going high in this draft, and that's about it.
Yep.
Like the guard class is not great at all.
It is mainly Cesar Ruiz. There was a lot of hype around Tyler Baetsky, I believe is how you say his last name, from Wisconsin, but he has an injury issue. And with you not being able to really look into medicals as much over virtual stuff, he's really fallen. There's talk of him being anywhere from 4th round to undrafted when he has 2nd round potential. So injuries are going to play a big decision here today. The Giants are really running. Oh, there it is. Picks in. My gut's telling me Tristan Wirfs, but I think I'm sticking with it's Mekhi Becton. The Giants love their big physical dudes.
Yeah, true. The only questionable things they got is quarterback.
They got a quarterback and a running back, couple receivers, and that's it.
I know Daniel Jones is supposed to be the savior, but I don't know. I just don't see it. I think he fizzles out a little bit over time.
Look, I gave him credit where credit's due. He did a lot better than I ever thought he would do.
Very true.
The Giants have been a mess. They just have to show it. Yeah. The Giants have been a mess. I've enjoyed it as a Cowboy fan, but man, this pick is the determiner, I think, for where their future goes. Because if you take Mekhi Becton and it fails as badly as Eric Flowers did, that's not good. But if it succeeds like a Tyron Smith with Tristan Wirfs or something, then you're really setting up your quarterback for a great future, protecting his blind side, especially in a division with good edges.
Well, and the first-round picks are more apt to pan out than any other picks. So, I mean, why not go guns a-blazing in the first round and hope like heck that it works out, you know? It's all you can do.
It's a dog.
Dog-eat-dog world.
Interesting. An interesting cover.
Is that Joe Judge that said that? Is that him being quoted?
Come on. Let's do it.
Ooh, look at that bougie painting in the wall right there. Ho-ho. Little sunset action.
You know what? This is Joe Judge's room? Yep. This looks like Joe Judge's room. And here's the man that has ruined the Giants in Dave Gettleman.
Let's
see if he ruined them tonight with Mekhi Becton.
Look at that TV. That thing's what? Every bit of like 60 inches?
I don't know, but it's my dream to have a TV that big.
Amen, brother. I hear that.
What we doing here? Oh, man.
We're going to Kuiper. Back to Kuiper.
This is where the draft gets weird. This is where it can get really interesting. Oh, don't do a commercial. Don't do a commercial. Come on.
That'd be the last thing we need.
Don't do it.
Oh. No, I think they go right into it from what it looks like.
Yeah, they are.
With the 4th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Andrew Thomas, tackle, Georgia.
Oh,
Not a surprise that it's an offensive player.
What? Oh, my Lord.
The one name we didn't talk about has been selected. And you know what's funny about this pick? This was supposed to be the pick all along. When mock draft started in December, it was Andrew Thomas 4.
I think even my first one was an idiotic draft, but I was originally seeing that too. Oh my goodness, Andrew Thomas. Oh, I didn't even have Andrew Thomas in my top 10. No, wait, that's a lie. I had him going to the Cardinals. 10. I had him going 8 to the Cardinals. That is a lie.
Out of the big 4, he is my number 3. I had Jedrick Wills number 2 and Tristan Wirfs number 1. All right, Luke, let's grade it.
Oh boy. Well, considering that Thomas on my mock draft was the second best under Wirfs, I had him going right after Wirfs to the Cardinals. So I still like this pick. He's still a big guy. He knows how to play the outside of the line. He has been established himself with a run-heavy offense like Georgia in the SEC, who has plenty of talented football. Had to face Joe Burrow, had to face Alabama, and still had to perform. So I still like this pick. I'm going more of a B plus on this one because I honestly think Tristan Wirfs would have panned out a little bit better than Andrew Thomas or even Mekhi Becton, but I'm giving it a B plus.
I give it a B minus. Andrew Thomas is a consistent player. And if you watch the tape and you look at his combine, it's consistency. It's not blowing them out of the water. What is State Gettleman doing? What?
He's putting on a mask.
Oh,
For some
you're
reason.
in your own house, stupid. Take the mask off.
Yeah, this is
such.
I don't know why you would mask up in your own home. That is kind of dumb.
I don't know either, but I give it a B minus. I think Thomas is a consistent tackle and plays good football, but I do not think that he is better than Wirfs in the end or Jedrick Wills. I think both of them have a higher ceiling for their career, so I go B minus.
Well, and I also don't blame the Giants for wanting to go for consistency. You know, they're full of players that have been up and down, especially getting rid of Odell Beckham Jr. off of their receiving core. So you got to bring in somebody that's going to be able to bring it every single day, and you know what they're going to bring every single day. I get it.
This pick is so deep because it is the man they expect to guard Daniel Jones for the next 10 years. This is going to determine where their franchise goes from here. It could go either way. Andrew Thomas could become a really good, consistent player. He could not pan out because he's just with the, physical traits. I think he's a good tackle. If you ask me for the higher ceiling, I'm going to say Jedrick Wills and Tristan Wirfs' ceiling seem a lot higher to me. Jedrick Wills and Tristan Wirfs, I look at all pros. Andrew Thomas, I could see making a Pro Bowl or two. Couple Pro Bowls here and there.
Yeah, could see that.
So,
is ESPN doing another little
they better not.
Spoiler alert?
I don't see the phone ringing.
I don't see it. I don't see a hat. I don't see a phone in the hand.
Good. They probably told him don't touch anything.
They probably did. Yeah, the first two got spoiled. We were not doing the same thing. I love
Brian Flores with
awesome.
his kids. This man right here is one of the best coaches in the NFL, and I'll say it already. He's going to be incredible in Miami. I wish I could have. I love Mike McCarthy, but Brian Flores is going to be incredible. What he did with a roster that had 43 undrafted free agents playing for them is insane. They did incredible. Chris Greer and Brian Flores, man, Miami, you are in good hands.
And that's where it starts, doesn't it? A good coaching staff able to be good leaders for the men that they bring in, and that's when you start to build from there, And the pick's already in. I love this. Let's go.
No trade yet.
I had Justin Herbert. You had Tua. Let's see which quarterback prevails. Herbert's a really cool dude. Like, I saw an interview with him. He is like the guy you would want to hang out with on the weekends. Really cool dude.
I would hang with any of these prospects on the weekend.
Yeah, fair enough. Burrow looks like he would just like sit back with a book in his hand.
No, he's sitting back with a cigar, enjoying a nice.
That's fair. He seems
nice
like more of that.
Whiskey.
I could see him being a wine guy, honestly. The classy.
You know who's a big wine guy? This isn't NFL, but you know who's a huge wine guy?
Who?
Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole, really?
Garrett Cole is.
I didn't see that. He
He
seems more of like the, I wouldn't say redneck, but more the country guy. You know what I'm saying? He has like the flow and everything.
He is into the fine wine. Like the Yankees, when they met with him, brought his favorite wine to him.
Really? That's what's up. I
big
like that.
Wine guy.
I can respect that. I can really respect that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm getting texts. People aren't happy with Andrew Thomas. And there's always that surprise, though. Last year it was
There is.
supposed to be Josh Allen in the 4 slot, and it ended up being Clelin Ferrell. I mean, this
That's
just
fair.
happened.
That is very fair. But
Get Mel Kiper off the screen. Get
he'll
me
be in
Roger.
every pick. But
I
you
just
know
don't-
what we were coming into this thing thinking there's going to be trades out the wazoo.
I'm
At this point, it doesn't seem like anybody's really taking that much of a risk.
I am amazed that we are at pick 5 and nothing has happened. If we get to pick 8 and nothing has happened, actually no, 8, maybe not 8. Oh, all right. Are we gonna go to Goodell? You better not.
I think so.
You
Yeah,
better.
this is what has
Oh,
happened
yup.
every time.
Here we go.
With the 5th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback, Alabama. Well, there it is, which means for the first time,
Wow.
Kellen
Tank for Tua happened.
Tank for Tua.
Wow, that means my mock is getting blown up. Oh, boy.
I stuck through it. I really wanted to pull out and go Herbert, but I stuck in there.
You earned it. Now I want to know where Herbert goes.
Yeah,
I wanna
right
know
here.
who's going to go.
Next one. Next pick, Justin
Next.
Herbert.
So you're going Chargers with this one.
I have Herbert to the Chargers.
But before we get into that, let's go with the grades. So Tua, amazing quarterback. A lot of the injury issues, but you know what? Those are unpredictable from the get-go. And you just saw on the screen the hip injury that he ended up getting. But from looking at his little virtual pro day, he
Right
seems
here.
to be just fine right here. He's able to move with agility. He's able to make those weird torques in his body for throws. It seems like his hip is just fine. And with the great training staffs at these teams, he'll find himself a good future in Miami.
Yeah, no, I give
So
them.
an A. I forgot to say my grade.
Wow, you're giving all A's today. I'm going to go with the B plus. Oh, I hate that play right there. I knew that. I go B plus just because there are injury concerns, but I think, since last season, it has been tank for Tua, tank for Tua, tank for Tua. They got their guy. I bet they're ecstatic in Miami and so happy to have Tua. But I'm going to give it a
I'll
B
change my
plus.
mind. A minus, actually.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
going.
A minus.
I'm going to go B plus just because if the injuries happen, it doesn't end up well.
That's true. No, I said a B plus earlier. Haven't been all A's.
Who'd you give a B? Oh, Andrew Thomas.
Yeah, Andrew Thomas was the B plus. So I've been decent.
You've done
I'm
good.
proud of myself. But now Justin Herbert, let's talk about that. Because I have no clue at this point. Chargers, yes. It was the Dolphins and the Chargers that he talked the most with. And then there's the conspiracy, was the Lions the other one. Now they've already made their pick. There's no way he's going out of the first round, let alone the first 10 picks. So Chargers are the next ones up. If that doesn't happen, I could see the Panthers being the next guys up.
They just signed Bridgewater. I don't see it. I think the next one you can talk about is Jacksonville at 9.
Now that was the other one. It was Carolina and Jacksonville. It was two I could see.
Oh, look, Brian Flores let his kid talk to Tua. How funny.
I love it.
Cute. Oh, that's a good program down there in Miami.
That's how
like
it should be. That's respect.
The
That is
comparison
complete
to
respect.
Steve Young is very nice. Yeah, I would be amazed if Herbert doesn't go right here. But if Herbert somehow does slide, I wouldn't be shocked if, Jacksonville doesn't trust Minshew Mania enough and wants the top-tier prospect to run the show. I like Minshew. I think he'll work. But, yeah, I think if it's not right here, it's 9. And if it's not 9, then he's not getting out of the top 15. Either someone will trade up and get him.
It'll be a huge battle between those two. But if Tua stays healthy, I think they still – or either way, if he stays healthy or not, I still think that he wouldn't play for the first couple weeks and let Minshew prove himself, and then he would probably be like the back and forth, kind of like what Ohio State would do.
Well, even any NFL team, a lot of rookies don't start the first year at quarterback. Not everyone gets the Kyler Murray opportunity, but a lot by the end of the first year are playing, and they have the starting job.
Yeah, that's what happened with Daniel. I'm forgetting his name right now.
This is an interesting stat.
Yeah.
I think Steve Young is the best comparison. If you want to look at Tua's ceiling of what the best possible outcome could be, it's Steve Young.
I'd agree because I wouldn't go as far as Michael Vick because he's not that
He's not as
freakish
athletic.
as speed. Yeah, not as athletic or freakish in speed.
Come on, Chargers. Let's get Herbert done. You know we're an hour in. Draft started at 8. It is 9 o'clock.
Holy crap, we're already an hour in?
Dude,
I have to do some chopping.
probably just the beginning.
Probably.
They delayed this draft. Oh, they have a cameraman. You better hope he doesn't have COVID-19 to him.
Yeah, they're going to be.
What is he holding? What is on
camera
a
in his hand?
wire?
Looks like he has another camera in his hand.
What is that?
No, that's like it looks like an audio box of some sort.
Oh, interesting.
It's weird. I mean, I'm sure they're getting ready for interviews with these guys, so I could see it, like them wiring them up. I
Here we
wouldn't think the
go.
box would be that big.
The Chargers pick is in. I'm just getting ready to unmute whenever Goodell decides to get on the screen.
Yeah, I'd probably hang in there because we still got to get Mel Kiper back in.
Come on. Oh, I don't care about Pizza Hut's moments. Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he waited a while.
Hey, man,
Yes,
got to
it's
make the
worked out.
money.
You know, they say that's why McCarthy's and Rodgers' relationship didn't work out from the beginning because McCarthy was in San Francisco and drafted Alex Smith over Aaron Rodgers.
That doesn't surprise me.
Oh, there's your best friend, Johnny.
Johnny
Manziel. Oh, money.
Jeez.
Oh, Johnny.
What an electric character. I love the NFL players, and okay, I'm a Drew Brees guy, but I love the electric personalities, the Pat McAfees, the Johnny Manziels, all of those guys. Okay, Antonio Brown's, yeah, no, that hits the line, but the electric personalities, that's what makes TV, man.
Dude, they're funny. NFL players are hilarious, especially during the draft. Christian Wilkins running up and hugging Goodell last year and picking him up off his feet was one of the funniest things. Come on. Where is Roger? I miss Roger Goodell for once. I just want to see his pretty face. Want to see it. Come on. We know it's Herbert. The only other player I could think it could be here, there's two. It could be Tristan Wirfs or Isaiah Simmons. Those are the only other two I think they would pick besides Herbert. But I think Herbert there, they are going Herbert.
I could see Simmons. Here he comes.
Here we go. He's talking to him. Did he show them?
With the sixth pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Justin Herbert, quarterback, Oregon.
Herbert! Let's go. I already knocked that off. Let's go.
So he waited an extra year, and he still became a top 10 pick. What a day for Justin Herbert.
Love that guy. Such a good personality, man. Such a cool guy. I love it. Absolutely love it. Grade. I am going B+. Because he still had the rumors of having issues with interceptions. That is something he'll have to prove out in his first few weeks in the NFL, which is a very hard thing to do because that's something even Baker Mayfield is struggling with to this day, and Jameis Winston. And Winston has a year in the league too, and he already had his issues. So this is something that could pan out. I really think it could, but he's going to have to prove some things first.
Yeah, I give it an A. I like Herbert to the Chargers. I think it really works out. I like Anthony Lynn as a head coach. They had a really down year last year, and it's going to pay off. They moved on from Phillip Rivers, and the future's here. It's Justin Herbert. He's athletic. He can get out of the pocket. He's the prototype. He's a big quarterback that can run. 6'6", right there. Huge guy, good pocket presence, which means when he's in the pocket, he won't have a problem seeing downfield. I really like the pick. A for me.
6'6" and can still run. That is incredible.
Yeah.
That is some good size. I forgot he was 6'6".
He is a big boy. Let's see it.
Look at those uniforms for Oregon, man. No, that is amazing.
Nike, man. Because they're in Portland, they get all of this. Oh, let's see. That's a good throw. That's a tough
Yeah.
one. Really good
Being
throw.
able to torque like that and get all the way around to make that throw, and it was a deeper pass.
All right.
It's tough.
Carolina on the clock. The clock's moving a little faster. They're starting it earlier. I like that.
Yeah, keep things moving because they're taking a little bit of time to actually get these picks in. So why not? I agree with that.
I've got Isaiah Simmons here. Who do you have?
I had Tristan Wirfs from Iowa.
Okay.
So we're both pretty similar. Not too awful far off.
There's been a lot of talk of Derek Brown going here because they need defensive line help. They lost Gerald McCoy and Dontari Poe. They still.
Poet.
Oh my God, leave me alone with the poet. I'm so tired of that. When you tweeted it the other day, I actually just want to smack you. I was like, leave Poe alone. God.
I knew it pissed you off.
They
really
lost
did.
them, so they need defensive presence on the inside. I like Derek Brown here, but I don't think he goes here. I think it's going to be Isaiah Simmons because he's too special.
I think Derek Brown really does. Despite my mock, I think Derek Brown would end up being picked in the top 10. But, anything can happen. We've already seen that. And right now, it just seems like it's going almost by the book. So we'll see what happens.
It's gone by the book on position. Nobody thought Andrew Thomas at 4.
That is true. That is the one surprise. But we were expecting a lot different a scenario. We haven't even seen a trade yet.
I think trades, with nothing happening so far, I think the trades start to kick off at 10. I think Cleveland gets out of 10. I would be amazed if they picked at 10. They have their eye on, I know this is going to be funny to you because I know who you are, but they have their eyes on an offensive tackle named Ezra Cleveland, who's had a lot of hype lately. They're saying he's going to be a first-round guy. As a pass blocker, he's really good. As a run blocker, he needs a lot of help, a lot of help at the run block. But they're saying Cleveland's going to trade down and get Ezra Cleveland later in the first round. So, we'll see.
If anything, I would see the Browns trading up.
For tackle?
I would see that. I would see that happening. But then again, with what we're seeing, there hasn't been much action. So, I would see the trades, if it doesn't start in the next pick or two, I would see it after 10. Maybe see it in 12, 11.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like anybody's really taking any risks, picks 1 through 10 right now.
Yeah. And I don't blame them. You take that talent and you run with it. The Panthers are going to be interesting. They could go a lot of ways. It's not quarterback. Quarterbacks are done for a little while. Jordan Love will get his pick in the next 20 picks. But we got the top 3 quarterbacks off the board. We are sitting back and, as a Dallas Cowboy fan, going right on path for me. The more quarterbacks that got picked and offensive tackles, the more it pushes the wide receivers and guys I want to me.
Yeah, you're holding your breath for Jerry Jeudy right now. Which
Dude,
I don't see going past the I don't see them going all the way down there.
If I read a mock today, I forget whose mock it was, but it had CeeDee Lamb to the Cowboys at 17, and I almost cried. If I get CeeDee Lamb, I'm crying. Straight up on right here, right now, crying.
CeeDee Lamb keeps dropping. It's a very feasible opportunity.
I think he's going. I think I had him 11 to the Jets. I know the Jets need a tackle, but they need a wide receiver. Sam Darnold can't throw it to anybody.
That's true.
Poor guy has no target. And I know it's a deep class, but you don't miss on CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, you still, even though it's a deep class, you still have the people that have qualities that you're looking for within your offense. And that's what really, I think that's what really will lead the charge for some of these trades is people are looking for a certain attribute instead of looking for top guy.
Yeah.
Especially with how deep the corner class and the wide receiver class are right now.
It's offensive tackle outside the top 4 aren't as good, but cornerback, wide receiver, what was the third position? There was a third. I guess it is offensive tackle. Super deep class. Really good picks to come. Second round's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, Carolina's in. Who's it
Come
gonna
on.
be?
Show me Goodell's beautiful face. I've never wanted to see it more.
Oh, here we go. Kuiper has now hit the screen.
Oh, Louis Riddick should be an NFL GM, and I will say it. He should have been in the league the last 2 years. I don't know how that man doesn't have a job. Oh, here's the new head coach, Matt Rule. And this is really the curveball. Matt Rule is straight out of college, brand new. We don't know what he's into drafting.
Yeah, true.
And that's why I like your pick of Wirfs. He could use that tackle for Teddy Bridgewater and McCaffrey.
Very true.
But,
We really don't know what he would pick.
Exact. I think it's got to be Simmons.
Well, you could kind of look about like what he would recruit and have an idea.
True.
Maybe it's at least a first.
True. I think it's Simmons. I think you need to replace Luke Kuechly. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Panther fans, with the 7th pick, the 2020 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Derek Brown, defensive tackle.
There you go.
So I told you.
Go. And
I
just
told
like
you
that,
they were looking.
and just like that, my mock has been completely bombed. I kind of expected that, though.
You know what? They needed the D-tackle presence. So let's grade this. We'll talk about it in our grades. I could kick this one off.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
give them an A. I'm going to give them an A minus.
I agree with that.
I'm going to go B plus.
B+.
I like Derek Brown. But the problem with Derek Brown is how he gets to he shuts down the run. He does a beautiful job of shutting down the run. But his technique on a pass rush is just pushing guys over and then tackling the quarterback. That's not going to work in the NFL as much. With a guy like Isaiah Simmons on the board, I'm highly shocked you don't take the Swiss Army knife in Isaiah Simmons. But it's a B plus. It's still a really good pick.
I'm going more A minus on this one. Like you said, it is still a need that the Panthers had, but it's not like that. And I agree, he's more of like the push and shove and tackle kind of guy. But he can learn from the veterans on that line, and he can learn from the coaching staff that Matt Rule will bring in, or has brought in. And I think he will improve himself to be the best that he can for the Carolina Panthers.
No, I think he's going to be a force. I think he's a really good player. It's just some technique problems to watch. And he can slide across the line in a 3-4, so he really does everything. See, it's not technique there. He literally is just pushing.
Yeah, he just bullies the guy and pushes him all the way back to the
You're not going to do that in the NFL. But see, run stop, disgusting. He holds up.
Great read. And LSU is probably one of the best offensive lines in college football right now.
But see, the pass rush, my concern, he's literally just pushing. It's not technique with hand. It's literally pushing.
That'll probably be the first thing he learns when he hits training camp. Oh, that dive.
He's athletic, though. That's why I really like Derek Brown. I really was hoping somehow, some way he'd slide, but he doesn't. He goes up. But see, he'll line up in the 3-4. He'll line up on the outside. That's technique I like to see. You need to see more of that on tape. But he's a really good player.
That'll be something that develops.
I haven't hated any of these picks yet. Arizona's in. I have Tristan Wirfs going there. I still strongly believe Tristan Wirfs is going there.
To the Jags?
No, Cardinals.
Cardinals. Okay. Oh, that's right. Cardinals are up. I skipped. I skipped over. Yeah, I had Andrew Thomas going to the Cardinals, so that one kind of got blown up.
So you could get the – oh, wow, that is a beautiful house. I wish my house looked like that.
Wow. Well, I have a buddy of mine that's actually a couple doors down from me that has like a similar thing in his basement with like the big house, Michigan.
That's beautiful.
It is. I agree. Sick. Unanimous first team All-American.
He's
Love
a
that.
really good player. He is a really good player. I don't want to take away from Derek Brown. I just like Isaiah Simmons more.
Yeah.
Just my preference. Where I stand. Isaiah Simmons is now going to see a slide. He's not going 8. He's not going 9. Might go 10, but I think this is going to mess with our mock draft because if he slides
mine. You pretty much throwing mine away.
the problem is if he slides to 12, the Raiders are going to take him over any of these wide receivers.
The question is Wirfs or Jedrick Wills going to make it in the top 10 now?
Wirfs. I think both of them end up in the top 10, but I think Wirfs goes right here. I had Jedrick Wills sliding to 14 because of Mekhi Becton.
That's fair because Becton's still not off the board.
The 8th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Isaiah Simmons, linebacker, Clemson. Well, it is hard to fault anybody picking Isaiah.
Wait,
well,
what?
there goes our there goes our suggestions. Oh man.
What?
Isaiah Simmons. Olathe, yeah, I've been there. Wow. That is a shocker.
That's the first shock. That is my first shock.
The Cardinals could use a linebacker. I mean, it doesn't surprise me too awful much, but I'll go ahead and kick it off. I got B+ on this one because I think that linebacker wasn't their top, despite the speed he has, and you're showing it right here on the screen, but I don't think linebacker was the first thing they really should have been reinforcing.
I don't even know if you count him as a linebacker as we look here. He plays everything.
Maybe that's what they were looking for, utility guy.
Look, I give it an A+. That's my first A+ of the night. I think that's an A+. Actually, that's my second. I gave Chase Young one.
That's true.
Because their defense did need help. Now, while I think Wirfs would have been the better pick because you need to protect Kyler, their defense did need a lot of help. Chandler Jones almost broke the single sack season record this year with Arizona, but no one talked about it because the defense was just getting destroyed. They now have Patrick Peterson on the outside, who's been an All-Pro. Chandler Jones rushing the passer. And Isaiah Simmons is going to either help in the slot, or he's going to play middle linebacker and stop the run, or he's even going to rush at the passer. He's going to do everything they ask. They also have Hassan Reddick, who a couple years ago came out of Temple. Similar type player. He's not Isaiah Simmons, but he's a speedy linebacker that can get at the quarterback and play a little coverage. So
that's true, and you can always use a utility guy.
Yeah.
And have him plug the holes that you need. I get that. I can totally see that.
He's going to plug every hole they need. If you want him to play slot corner, he'll play slot corner. If you want him to play safety, he'll play safety. If you want him to rush the passer like that, he'll rush the passer like that. If you want him to just handle the running back, he'll handle the running back. That's a great pick.
Now,
I like it. I didn't expect it.
Here's the situation. Now with the Jags and the Browns coming up, do you honestly think that they'll either one will use their pick on an offensive tackle?
I think both of them do.
You think you go tackle back to back?
I think because I had Jaguars taking – who did I have them taking? I had them taking Tristan Wirfs. Or no, I had the Jaguars taking Derek Brown. With Brown off the board, I think they get Wirfs to protect Minshew Mania.
Now, see,
Or
I
they
have
trade out.
Javon Kinlaw, the inside D line.
That works perfectly right here, Luke.
I agree. You know, the Jags had a very big defensive problem, and I think Minshew was trying to play catch-up most of the time, or in those close game situations. I think he was trying to find a way to get over the hump, but defense wouldn't let him figure out a way.
Yeah, I think, they're rebuilding that defense in Jacksonville. If you look back to the roster literally 2 years ago, it is a whole different roster.
It is.
They really had Calais Campbell up the middle, Ngakoue on the edge, and now it's looking like Josh Allen and maybe Javon Kinlaw. Two young rushers. They have Josh Allen, who's going to be a great edge rusher. I do like the Kinlaw pick here, but I just think they're going to go Tristan Wirfs. I really am shocked Tristan Wirfs is not gone yet at pick number 9.
I agree. I'm surprised Wirfs hasn't gone. I'm surprised Simmons went where he went. I think we're starting to finally get into the more questionable picks and the more riskier picks.
Wow, we're almost done here, Luke. This
I
is our
know,
second
only 2 more.
last. That went quick.
Yeah, after like the first couple that took forever.
They took a year and a half, and now all of a sudden, here we go. We're rolling, but we'll be watching till midnight. At least I will.
Oh yeah, I'll make sure to do that. But hey, after this, we have our little video we got to record,
We do have to record a school video. That will be interesting.
which I'm surprised that they're still trying to do a virtual end of year banquet for all sports.
Kudos to them for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on. No more commercials. I'm tired of commercials. Let's get the Jaguars pick going.
This is getting very interesting. We still haven't seen a single trade, and at this point, I think you won't see any until after the Jets.
I agree with that. I think if Cleveland doesn't trade, Jets are going to go on the clock at 11. I think the Raiders will stay at 12.
I agree with that.
13. 13 is not the Buccaneers. It is the 49ers are going to try to get out of there. They have been very open. They don't pick again until the 3rd or 4th round after their 2 first-round selections, so they're going to try to trade back, acquire a second rounder or 2, and try to build up through multiple players, not just one.
Yeah, you have to have multiple assets. You can't just trust your first rounder to be your guy, because that just doesn't happen, especially down this far. Which it does happen. It can happen, but you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm shocked. Come on, Jaguars. Who do you have? Kinlaw.
Yes, I got Kinlaw and then Wills Jr. for the Browns.
So I already got this wrong because Derek Brown's off the board.
Oh man, just seeing Tom Brady's face on here, probably at Jeterville. Oh man, isn't that interesting that Tom Brady is living in Derek Jeter's house in Tampa?
They are so interesting. But you know
They
what?
are.
I wish I lived in Derek Jeter's
Question
house.
is, did Gronk move in with him?
Oh, probably.
You think so?
I mean, it's so big they probably don't even know that each other are there.
Probably, yeah. They're probably living in 2 different wings.
Probably.
It's just Tom Brady and his wife, right? He's not no kids
Giselle.
or anything.
No, he has kids.
He does have kids?
A couple. Not a ton. But a couple.
Okay, so they probably still have a decent amount of room then.
Oh, they have plenty. You
Then-
could fit 5 families in that house, probably.
I could see that.
Derek Jeter's house is huge.
And then
Speaking
him
of-
finally.
Rodriguez trying to buy an MLB team.
That's true. Who was it? Wasn't it the Mets that he was trying to buy?
He tried buying the Marlins in 2017. He didn't pull it off before Jeter, and then now he's trying for the Mets.
He's already a business guy. Why would he
Continue.
want another business venture? It doesn't make any sense to
He
me.
wants more money.
But then again, I'm not a billionaire, so.
But also, I would love to own an MLB team and win a championship and walk up there and hold it. That'd be pretty cool.
It would be, but I would rather manage the team than own it. Less pressure. Well, still a lot of pressure, but less pressure.
Yeah. Here we
You
go.
don't have all the financial
At
stuff.
number 9, let's go to the commissioner. Come on, keep it up. With the 9th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select T.J. Henderson, defensive back, Florida.
There was a lot of talk of this pick happening. I just didn't believe it. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I was sticking to my guns, and it makes sense. Fast guy, defense.
They need a corner ridiculously bad.
Yeah, I'll let you kick it off.
Their corner, I'll give it a B. I don't think it's a bad pick. Henderson has a lot to work on if you go look at his stats from this past year. He did not have a great year, but he is a good corner. He's got good length, and they really need a corner because they lost Jalen Ramsey. Wow, the Browns pick is already in.
That's
Wow.
fast.
They lost Ramsey, and then they traded A.J. Boye in the offseason. So they really have 0 corners at this moment. C.J. Henderson is walking into the Jacksonville Jaguars organization, and he's going to be the number 1 corner off the bat. So I give it a B.
I'll go B+ because, yeah, he's going to be that number 1 corner for the Jags, and he's going to be probably one of the biggest assets on defense right now. So I think, yes, he's a very lengthy dude. He can jump well, and he can read a route well, as you can see in the clip right here against Joe Burrow's long throw into the end zone. He knows how to cover the long ball, and he does have some stuff to work on. But in my opinion, there's a lot of people in this top 10 picks that still have stuff to work on as they transition to the NFL and to higher level and higher paced football. So I'm going B+ on this one.
It's a good pick. It's just there's going to be some work that has to be put into it.
Exactly.
Henderson, if you go back and look at his stats, they are not good this year. But he tested really well, and that can happen. You're going to take the risk on the athlete and see if he can become the player you want him to. Browns on the clock. I have Andrew Thomas here, so I'm done.
Yeah, you're done. I had Jedrick Wills Jr. I have something. But we really stacked offensive tackles heavy in these top 10 picks. But that did not happen at all.
So let's see. I'm going to my mock to confirm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went 5 for 10.
You went 5 for 10. Attaboy.
If we went off the positions, I went, I think, 6 for 10. Well, if they go tackle here, I'd be 7 for 10 off position, but I got the players wrong.
I'm 3 for 9 right now by players, but I don't even know what it'd be.
Special to Browns Nation. I am so excited to help introduce the first-round draft pick for my hometown, Cleveland Browns.
I love this.
Thank you to the NFL for your support of St. Jude. While my journey with cancer has been hard, I cannot say enough about St. Jude. The doctors and staff are amazing, and they have taken such good care of me. And now back to you for the Browns pick.
Oh, I thought he was making the pick.
Always bigger than sports.
Amen.
Thank you, Fletcher. We are so happy to see that you're home.
I can see the pick on my TV. I have to cover.
We're very proud to support you and St. Jude in the fight to end childhood cancer. And we're all in your corner, Fletcher. Go get them. So I have the Browns pick. With the 10th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, Cleveland Browns select Jedrick Wills, tackle, Alabama.
Let's go. Let's go.
Good job, Luke. Good job. You got it.
4 for 10.
You got 4 for 10, and I went 5 for 10. If we
Hey,
went
not
off
too shabby.
position, I got 7.
I'd have to go back and look for the position. I can't even remember them off the top of my head.
Wow. All right, Luke, give a grade. You got it right.
Hey, I go an A on this one because the Browns needed somebody on the line that can give Baker Mayfield, I almost forgot his name, Baker Mayfield a little bit more time in the pocket. He seemed a bit rushed whenever he had to make passes half the time, and I think that he really needed somebody to give him a little bit more time to let routes play out. Now, obviously, that's not the only issue with the Browns right now, but it's at least something.
Yeah, I give him an A as well. Jedrick Wills is vicious. That is the word I like to use for this offensive tackle. A vicious. Look at that. Vicious. Throws him to the ground. He is a great tackle. Really great in the run game. He's got to work on the pass blocking a little bit, which is a concern because Cleveland needs the pass blocking more than the run blocking because Nick Chubb did just fine. That's why I would have gone worse, but I really like the pick of Jedrick Wills. I think he could end up being the best tackle in this class.
Yeah, and once again, he can learn how to be a better pass blocker. I mean, that's what you got training camps for.
Yep. Well, Luke, we're done here. Top 10 is
1
done.
through 10.
You go 4 for 10. I go 5 for 10. Guys, thank you for checking us out. Please continue to look at our stuff. We appreciate it highly, every view.
And thanks for Naps Corner Nutrition and Thrifted and Gifted for sponsoring this super NFL draft. Awesome, super special. I don't know what what to call us. I'm just throwing
It's
words
just a
out there.
beautiful day because it is the NFL draft.
Amen, brother. Thanks you all for listening this week. We're excited to come back next week with another special guest. Catch you later, guys.